I'm like a pretty powerful woman, and I have my own company, so I just didn't really ever see myself as the type to, fall in love and then spend hours in a closet looking at his Spotify account. And you can't see the actual songs, but you can see the artists. So I would then go through the artist's entire catalog, and as it turns out, every artist has a song that can say, I'm madly in love with you and can't wait to fuck you, and a song that says, I hate your guts and I forgot about you and I will never love you again. So I obsessively tortured myself for hours on a Spotify account on information that I could neither verify nor refute.
So I wanted to make this video because that was a true story. And I realized a couple of things. So number one, when you, and by you I mean I and probably a lot of us, like fall in love, or we get completely and utterly unconsciously obsessed with someone who triggers all of our childhood wounding, and we can't wait to unconsciously wound mate with them and poke at all of our traumas. Anyways, either way, it's a very like sticky feeling. And as I started going through it, right, which I haven't really gone through it in such a long time because I've been in a long, stable partnership, I realized how much self-shame I had of like, I'm acting crazy. And while there's a truth to these behaviors of like, yeah, nobody wants to spend hours in a closet stalking someone's Spotify. Like, no one's like, oh yeah, like that was great the time I spent like an hour and a half on Instagram, like peeping all the photos and then being like, oh my God, I accidentally liked it. Oh God, how do you undo it? And then like searching about whether they can see if you liked it or not. And then like hoping you got it and pop up on their phone. Like you're all good. And just how like ashamed we can be of these behaviors. And so when I started sharing them with my friends, they were like, oh my God, that's totally normal. Or like, I do that too. Or like, the like waiting, like with bated breath for the text to come and being like, and just like unable to sleep, unable to eat, unable to function because like they haven't texted you. And just like that level of intensity, while there's this piece that's like, yes, take care of yourself, find your power, go do something awesome, take my goddess masterclass. You can sign up for free down below, seriously, and do something to get back into yourself, go out with your friends, live your life. Like we all know that that's way sexier than being like, did they text? Did they text? Did they text? Did they even read it? Oh my God, they read it, right? Or being like, what have they bought on Venmo? Like we all know that it's cooler to be living your best life and doing your best thing. And we've also all been there. And there's something that I was really contemplating, which we can shame in this culture a lot. Any kind of behaviors that we class as like irrational. And falling in love is one of the most irrational things that happens to a human. It's also one of the most beautiful. And like, yeah, we're high on a cocktail of like mysticism and cosmic love and like our own fucking neurochemicals. And it's beautiful, including the parts that make us act batshit crazy. So in service of us all feeling a little less shame around our behaviors and a little bit more loving towards the irrational, unexplainable, incredibly magical, and sometimes just seriously unhinged parts of us. These are the 10 ways that you can creep. And all of these have been experienced by me or somebody that I know. True story. So also to support you in getting out of these creeping behaviors, you can check out my Goddess Masterclass down below, which is when you're done doing all the obsessive creeping behaviors and you want to return to your own body and bliss, this is the way to get back into your power, which, yes, is what I would do when I would come out of the closet. I'd be like, okay, woo, time to get back to work. Okay. Number one is the accountant. So this is what you do if you are still in the dating experience and you're not sure if the person that you're dating is willing to still see other people. So you set up a catfish account? A catfish account. This is not something I've done. To see if they're willing to date your fake profile. Wow. I'm not shaming anyone with my laughter. So while I would highly recommend trusting the person that you're dating, or if you don't trust them, not dating them, but if you can't knock out either of those two, then there's option number 3, which is the accountant. Way number 2 is the story stalker. So this is if you watch all of your crush's stories on Instagram and you try and watch them in less than 3 seconds so you never get triggered by the algorithm. So either of these will work if you're trying to watch someone's story, but you don't want to register because, you know, as I have done, you're like, who's watching my story? And you're like flipping through it. And I can imagine if you only have like, you know, less than 100 people watching your story, it'd be really easy to figure out who's watching your story. And I also, in full disclosure, have sat there and flipped through, yes, 6,000 plus people and been like, is this person in there? I'm not crazy. There's nothing I could be doing to impact the globe in a meaningful way right now, so I'll just do this instead. Way number 3 is the Spotify spy. We've already covered this, which is if you can see your crush's listen to playlist, you can basically be like, oh, look, they're taking mushrooms again alone on a Sunday. Oh, look, they're having another orgy. Or, oh, look, they're now in love with someone else. And you've probably completely fabricated all of those stories, so proceed with caution on this one. Way number 4, the Venmo Vigilante. Okay, so I have to admit, well, I've never done this one. One of my favorite things to do is to look through my Venmo feed at what people have been paying each other for. I get so much satisfaction out of it. Like, I don't watch TV, but I love flipping through Venmo. So this is another one you can use where it's Saturday night and you've checked your crush's messages, nothing. You've checked your crush's stories, nothing. You've checked all their friends' stories, nothing. So you flip over to his sister's mom's friend's Instagram, fucking nothing. So now it's time to see what he's doing on Venmo. Way number 5 is the online looker. If you've ever been on page 8 of Google with your crush's name in the search bar, if you've ever found yourself on the Jewish Chamber of Commerce website for the city of Montreal at 10 p.m. on a Tuesday, this one may be you. The online looker knows every website that their crush or someone with the same name has been featured on. Google images, they've seen everyone. Their grandmother's obituary, you've read it and you've teared up at the stories of her impact on him as a child. Way number 6 is the Location Looky-Loo. So maybe one of the cruelest jokes of online dating is that your online location automatically updates whenever you reload the app. If you've ever found yourself feverishly checking your crush's location on Tinder, this might be you. Way number 7, the leave behind lover. If you've casually smeared a bit of makeup on a pillow, dropped an intensely gendered item in the bathroom, or hidden a bra beneath a bed, you may be a leave behind lover. A true saboteur. This lover does not only want to know if you are seeing someone else, but they also want to peacock those rivals the fuck out of your life. Way number 8, the drive-by darling. If you've ever masterminded a reason to just accidentally cruise by your crush's location to see if they might be home by conspiring to need to go to a shop somewhere nearby them, but you would never knock on the door because you're not that crazy, then this is you. Way number 9 is the condom counter. So this depends on the person you're dating, but if you've ever gotten to the point of checking the number of condoms that they have in their bathroom or their wallet or their pocket and gone to obsessively counting them, then it's probably time to find someone new. So no shame about this one, and real strong red flag that this is not your person. Way number 10 is the Stain Snoop. So if you've ever checked the sheets or towels to see if you can find a brush of blue eyeshadow or a stain of red lipstick that you are certain is not yours, then you, my love, are a Stain Snoop. And again, we have to have incredible compassion for the parts of us that are either so obsessively in love and misguided that we have lost our minds, or have a really deep, niggling feeling that the person we're with is untrustworthy, in which we should also probably leave, but sometimes can't, and that's sort of human too. So again, let's be shameless about these behaviors. And also, if we can share them with our friends like I did, it helps you feel A, so much less alone in it, and B, so supported in it. So I actually set up a friend network. This was a long time ago where I needed this, but I was like, look, if I'm about to do something weirder than that, I'm gonna call you And you're gonna talk me out of it. And I had 3 best friends who were on call and they were like, absolutely. So I was like, before I text back for the 9th time with no response or pick up the phone at 3 a.m. on a Sunday morning or like do something crazy, like try and count a condom, I'm gonna call you and you're gonna pick up and you're gonna be like, Layla, do the Goddess Masterclass and get back in your power. I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, you're right. Or if I call you and I'm like, I already did it, you're gonna be like, it's cool. We're all human. All right, if you want that Goddess Masterclass, click the link down below. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And if you're feeling brave and shameless, let us know one of the most batshit crazy things you've ever done to online stalk someone or stalk them in person, which is unfortunately even creepier, down below.